Hi everybody, it's Casey Williams. The last time I drove the car behind me, I was out in Utah. It was 95 degrees. We're in the desert, in the mountains, playing with the car there. Today's weather is completely different than that. It's about 15 degrees outside. Started out -0 this morning. It's snowing, it's cold, it's yucky. But you know what? The 2024 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness is happy in both conditions. Let's go play with it. Well, like the Outback Wilderness and the Forester Wilderness before it, the Crosstrek Wilderness is the one that's most bred for adventure. It's got the highest ground clearance, it's got the off-road tires, it's got all the side cladding. You can do some pretty cool stuff with this car, far more than you think you could with, what's essentially a jacked up hatchback. And it really starts with, the front and the way the thing is designed. Lots of black body cladding, protects it from rocks and dirt and even snow and ice if you're on the snowy roads. And it really looks the part too. I like this. I like the geyser blue paint. This is unique to the Wilderness models. It's very popular. Lots of other paint colors too, but it looks really good on this car. The black hood patch, again, to keep the glare out of your eyes when you're actually doing some off-roading. But I like how they've kind of muscled up the front end of it. I like the grille, it just looks beefier. And all this texture is, they just took the old texture and just kind of expanded it bigger. So it's really just the same, but just a little bit more. On the anodized copper spots, those are for the tow hooks. Wherever you see anodized copper, there's a reason why it's there. It's a nice accent color, but it's also kind of gives you an indication where you connect things. Fog lamps, LED headlamps, looks good. Come over the side, and you kind of see more of the Wilderness treatment. The cladding around the wheel wells, the matte black wheels, 17-inch wheels, the Geolander tires. It all looks really cool, but it all functions really well too. Again, back in the summer, we're back in Utah, and we were off-roading in the mud and the snow, and it's really quite impressive what this car will do. This week, we had a few inches of snow, had a lot of ice. You don't even notice it really. The tires just grip right in the snow, you take off. Of course, it has all-wheel drive anyway, but you don't even really need it. But it just looks really good. I like the cladding here on the side too, and the Crosstrek. They pointed out, Subaru pointed out that this is the first Subaru model, first Wilderness model, to really be designed from the very beginning to be a Wilderness. So they really had some opportunities to enhance this vehicle a lot. Top, if you want to do tent camping, this will hold 700-pound static load when you're parked. So you can put some tents up here and climb up on the side. Come around the back, I like the little accent pieces here too, look nice. More of the black cladding, protect everything, more tow hooks down below. Unlike, the Outback Wilderness, this hatch is manual, it's not power, but I don't think it really matters. It does have a lot of the features that the other Wilderness models have. You got the black mats, you also have lights here. So if you're getting in off the trail late, you got your bikes, you got your camping gear, whatever, you've got lights here so you can load and see inside. But for a car this size, there's actually quite a bit of luggage space. The back seats do split and fold, so if you want to get bigger gear in there, again, pretty much a whole bicycle. Just take the front wheel off, goes right in, no problem at all. Well, the Crosstrek gets the full Wilderness treatment inside too. If you've looked at the Outbacks, you've looked at the Foresters, you'll see a lot that's familiar in here. And I do think it works as well in the Crosstrek as it does in the other models, that they're larger models. Really starts, it's got the standard layout for what's become a standard Subaru layout with a giant tablet-style touchscreen. They've recalibrated this. It's a lot faster operating. It's a lot easier to use than the one a couple years ago. It had some software glitches, but this one's very clean and works out really nice. You can connect everything wirelessly, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, very easy to get your devices connected. You also got wireless charging down below. Back up here, what I really like that they do is you can use a touchscreen, you can swipe screen it, you can do whatever you want to do with that, you can voice control it. But they leave the main controls as manual controls as optional. You can use them here on the touchscreen, but also redundant controls here. So volume tuning. I'm somebody who likes, when I'm in traffic, just kind of flip through the radio stations, especially on satellite radio, and just kind of going from one to the other. Or, couple of going between the 40s, 50s, and 60 stations. I do that all the time. So it just makes it very easy to have the tuning, volumes there. You just reach down, there they are. Also for the climate controls, you got dual zone automatic climate control, and those are controlled right here as well. The front defroster, rear defroster, also buttons for those. So very easy to reach down, grab things you need, and then dig down a little bit deeper if you need other things, other functions. One thing I do like is, on the Outback, the heated seats, they're all in the touchscreen. In this one, they're kind of old style. You got the two switches down here in the console. So I actually like that better. You don't have to wait for this to start up and to boot up. You can just reach down, turn your heated seat right on, especially on cold days like this. I like the nice thick leather wrapped steering wheel. You got the copper anodized look here on the steering wheel as well, the copper stitching. And some other nice things I like. Again, it's not quite as fancy as the Outback, but it's also a lot less expensive, this car is. Some things I like, you get the padded up here on the dash. I like the contrasting colors, kind of the carbon fiber look down below here on the dash, and also the doors. It's got the anodized copper look around the gauges to kind of set them off a little bit. Sunroof. This has something I could not get when I first drove the Outback is the Harman Kardon audio system. Sounds really good. This is not a very big car. Speakers sound great, very crisp, nice full sound in the car. But I really like these seats. So Subaru customers, as you might guess, they want something that's easy to wipe down, easy to wash after, either on the trails and camping, or kids. Most Subaru owners have kids and they make their own little messes. These you can just wash them right down. This is the StarTex material. It's kind of a faux leather, but works really well, looks really good. Again, stitching. And you got the Subaru Wilderness logo here embossed in the headrest. All very nice, classy touches to the car. This also has a lot of safety gear on it. Automatic emergency braking, lane keep assist, rear crosspath detection with auto brake, adaptive cruise, pretty much everything you need. This has their new 3-camera eyesight system. It's mounted up here. And one of the things it can do now too is it can detect, when there's an object in front of the car, and it can actually steer the car around the object as well. So a lot of safety gear. And if you do in fact get into an accident, it has a really stiff body structure and is really capable of absorbing that as well. So lots of ways to protect your family. Like the Outback Wilderness and the Forester Wilderness, I think you'll find the Crosstrek Wilderness to be a lot more capable than you'd expect for a jacked up hatchback. First of all, it has 9.3 inches of ground clearance, which pretty much matches the Outback Wilderness. So you've got plenty of clearance for snow, plenty of clearance for some light off-roading. Pretty capable there. This also has the upgraded engine. It has a 2.5 liter horizontally opposed 4-cylinder engine. Delivers 182 horsepower, 178 pound-feet of torque. That's plenty of power in a compact crossover. Fuel economy is also pretty good, 25 miles per gallon in the city, 29 on the highway. It would be better, but again, when you jack this thing up, ground clearance, all these things, aerodynamics aren't as great. So 29 miles per gallon on the highway. Things that are a little bit of a downside, it has a continuously variable transmission. I don't love continuously variable transmissions. They kind of whine and make noise. This one does okay. Subaru does pretty good. And the engine power is plentiful too. It also has paddle shifters, so you can shift through 8 pre-selected gears, and it feels pretty normal. If you're kind of clipping through curves and you want to have a little bit of fun, you can do that. Or if you do some off-roading, you want to control the gears a little bit better, you can do that as well here. The other thing though I just like the way it handles. It has 4-wheel independent suspension system. The big fat tires also, they help with the off-road handling, but also helps with ride quality. It rides pretty nice whether you're on the highway or on city streets. So I think it works out really well too. Towing capacity is pretty good, 3,500 pounds. That's excellent actually for a compact crossover, so you can get a couple of jet skis back there. 3,500 pounds, you can even get a sports car behind you. So that's pretty good as well. But what's just been really fun here, just kind of playing in the snow and just driving around and enjoying it. It's making some noise. Hoping I heard anything. I also think the Crosstrek is a pretty good deal. So the Crosstrek starts about $25,000. To get the Crosstrek Wilderness, you're at about $32,000. This one with Harman Kardon system, everything on it, $35,560. And I think overall, for what this car is capable of doing, and it can do all this extreme stuff, but really, it's really just a nice, enjoyable, functional car for everyday life too. Well, next week on another fun car, and until then, storm forward.